All right. Can you guys see my screen still? Gentlemen, are we still there?
Yes, I can see it.
Yeah, I can see it.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay. So this right now is actually Agent Smith's V2, and it's live on my server right now. If you can see, like, I call it the Neb because, you know, I'm like obsessed with the Matrix, the Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar actually is a name of the ship in the Neb. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, it's just like some fun stuff. Like from when I remember my first job actually. My first job working in tech actually. So we used to name our servers like some really funky names. Actually, we used to name them like we used to name our Linux servers like on volcanoes. I think my team's server name was Vesuvius. I don't even know how they found that name, but whatever. So the Neb is the Nebuchadnezzar. That was a ship in the Matrix, the one that Morpheus was captain of, and the ship that basically escapes like the Sentinels inside the Matrix. And Sentinels basically, as the attackers on the other side trying to get to our private keys, I call them the Sentinels, man. That's all they do, basically, right? Because they are agents trying to find our agents and get the private keys from our own agents, right? And we don't want that, obviously, right? So that's why it's called the Neb. If you call it's called the Nebuchadnezzar. It's called AK. Oops. It's in my service. It's like there's a little delay. AKA the Neb. This is. Sorry, I don't want to type. This is the Neb. This is the name of the server itself, right? So this is actually where it comes from. But if we away from that, and actually we just like let's type in a simple command. And let's type in a simple command like this and see what happens. Okay. This is Agent Smith. It's actually going too fast right now, but I think it's just catching up. But what it is like it's just like the bare minimum Agent Smith I can possibly have out there. Okay, I just wanted to do this right so that you understand that this thing right here powers this thing. You look at it here, right? It's $96.89. That is exactly what it is here. There's account like information, right? The account has about like about $100 again, $97 in USDC, and this is just basically for testing. But this is live on MainNet right now on Hyperliquid, and this is like the bare minimum agent I can have for V2 that I want to share with you guys, so that it's live and you can see basically what all this stuff comes from. If you look at, again, this address is the address of the agent itself. This is the wallet. This is the market price for Hyperliquid, and you can see it there, $45 and some cents. But this is more like a more precision, of course, for the agent, and it will show you exactly what is the entry point, what is the position, right? How much money does it actually that position? There's obviously zero because we don't have any entry, and then the entry is zero here, and it's the same thing here. Okay, zero position, and we don't have any P&L because and P&L is like profit and loss. Basically, we don't have one, and we don't have any positions open. All right, and we're going to look at our positions, the height, and all this information, right? Again, when we go here, it doesn't actually show too much information because I wanted to keep it very simple, so it's not very confusing. But the idea actually is that this right now here is what is powering this. And to prove it that I'll do it in real time, I will just go to Control-C here, okay? Right, and let's go to, again, sorry, Docker compose down. It will like basically bring down our services, all of our containers, and you can see here Nginx and all the stuff that we'll go over because this is very complicated stuff. Nginx, like really, it took me a while just to get this HTTPS here was pain. Just to get HTTPS here, it was pain. All right. So you see here now, right? Now there's a connection problem, Streamlit, because you know why? Our server, our container is down. It's not really responding. If you refresh, it goes zero. Again, we refresh, right? It's done. Our server is down. So this Agent Smith V2 right here powers this thing. And I'll show you again how when we restart, and I'll go to something very simple and go do a Docker Compose build. And what this actually does, oops, I don't need that. I just need basically too many things, right? So what this does is that it basically brings up our containers again, and it builds them, then it runs them as a daemon. All right, again, just to show you that this is not working. Okay, so we run this as a daemon, because it will just go to our container and build things. And I was really, like I said again, wanted to show some of this stuff again, whatever, right? But I'm like, I don't care. The idea is to share, and then something happens, I'll deal with it. But the idea is that I will just share publicly, and I'll just try to make sure that I don't get attacked, right? So it's just going ahead again and building our application, right? I use Poetry for this particular package management. Poetry is just like very similar to pip or UV. Actually, nowadays, if you're writing a Python application, you definitely should use UV and not Poetry. Okay, so again, container, the agent Smith, the certification bot is up, which means our SSL, our security certificates are up. Our dashboard has been built. The bot is running. We should call it an agent, but that's okay. We have the container bot 1. We have our dashboard, and we got Nginx. Everything is running, right? So when we go back now to this page, if you refresh, it should come right back up. All right. So now vending machine is up. So this, again, is powered by this thing. So here, if you go and tap again the logs, then we go back, then we are back at it again, trading. Okay. Again, it has like a very simple bot that has like some restrictions, so it doesn't lose any money. Again, we already lost a few cents here. We don't need to lose more, but it's good for us to basically do this and trade on a mainnet to kind of understand what is happening, right? And this is actually like where I want to stop and maybe like go back to live video. Okay, so what I want to all right. Are you there, Corey? Can you see my screen? Or Corey?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Oh, Mr. 77 Ward, what's your name? I don't even know your name, brother.
Steven.
Huh?
Steven.
Steven.
Steven. S-T-E-P-H-E-N.
Oh, that's right. Steven. Okay, right on, yeah. Man. Like, just nice, and then thanks for being here, man. So yeah, so as I show like right now, what this thing basically is that it's a very, very simple agent that has like a front end. Okay, and the front end basically lets you actually track your stuff. You can actually, there's actually a front end that's on Hyperliquid, and we'll see it actually later, right? There's another front end on Hyperliquid, and I can share that for a minute. But the idea is that if you can go from zero to deploying to testnet, right, from 0 to 1, that's really what I want you to able to do, which means that you are able to deploy an agent to trade on testnet on your behalf with some some play money. If you get to like from 0 to mainnet, actually from 0 to mainnet actually is really 0 to 1. 0 to testnet actually is more like 0 to 0.5. Okay, that's like the halfway. And then the other half is going to go much faster because of laws of scale, whatever, right? So you're going to go from 0 to testnet, and then from testnet to mainnet, second half, right? But if you can go from 0 to testnet, you already won. You're already there. Because to me, like I said again, and how do you actually do that, right? How do you actually go from 0 to testnet and without knowing how to code? Or you know how to code, but you understand how to leverage these AI tools and LLMs and like really do AI orchestration. All right. So that actually said, how do you do that? So let me share my screen again. Okay. I hope you guys can see my screen. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to get up here. All right, and I'm going to exit out of my server. And I'm going to be local here. So this is my local application, because you can always see the Gemini big one. I know there are many models out there today, but I will explain to you exactly why Gemini is the only model you want to use today. The reason actually why I did this like more accessible, because I know that this problem of like coders trying to go to the next level is not unique to the United States. Everywhere you go in the world right now, like developers are like worried because the AI is going to take their jobs, and you have reason to be worried. This thing writes better code than you, right? So what is the next step? The next step is basically to leverage, to use this thing almost like you are riding a dragon, but you have to tame this dragon, because it can get you really far. Actually, it's kind of crazy, because, but it's a dragon though. You know what I mean? So out of all the LLMs out there, I love DeepSeek and I love Gemini. DeepSeek is DeepSeek because DeepSeek came from a company called DeepSeek High Flyer Quant. And this is going to be very important information. High Flyer Quant. High Flyer Quant is a quantitative hedge fund based in China, known for its heavy reliance on artificial intelligence in investment strategies. These people made DeepSeek, right? It has gained prominence in the parent as a parent company and primary financier of DeepSeek, a significant player in the Chinese AI landscape that develops large language models. This is all you need to know. Why DeepSeek is important? Because the most important word here is the word quant. Why is a quantitative firm generating a LLM? That means that actually this thing was trained on really, I would assume, on a lot of like basically quantitative research and trading data. So this is the place to be at, right? So between Gemini and DeepSeek, you have to leverage these two. And the reason actually why, again, you have to leverage Gemini is because Gemini has this thing called Gemini CLI. And this, my brother, is the dragon you got to tame and learn how to use, because this thing is amazing.